Hi, welcome to this video tutorial showing you how to colour a water lily using vellum. Here is a sample of the finished card. You can see that it is subtly shaded. We'll be using Penny Black's water lily stamp, So Blessed Cling Set, Spellbinders Filigree Delight, Spellbinders Matting Basics A, and Spellbinders Anemone Flower. To begin, dust the vellum with an anti-static bag. Then take Versamark ink and your lily flower stamp. Ink up the stamp and stamp onto the vellum. Then cover with white embossing powder. And heat to set. Do this twice, then cut out both flowers. Cut the second flower out, removing some of the outer petals, so that you can layer them and get a more dimensional effect. I'll just zoom in a bit closer so that you can see how the flowers have been cut out. I'm now going to use Dorso crayons from Pergamano. I'm going to put a bit of tissue underneath because the crayons can be a bit messy, and I'm just very lightly tipping the edge of the petals on the reverse side with the Dorso crayon. I'm not worrying too much about how it's coloured because it will be blended in afterwards. As you can see, the colour is quite bold at the moment, so I'm going to use Sansoda mineral spirits to just blend into the back of the vellum. We used a cotton bud that I've dipped into the Sansoda mineral spirits, and then I'm just going to rub in the actual Dorso crayon on the lily. I'm going to repeat this process on both of the flowers. If you want a slightly darker shading, just go over again with the Dorso crayon, but as you can see here, it's a very subtle pink effect. Take the yellow Dorso crayon and apply very heavily to the centre of the flower. I'm not going to blend this in because I want to give it a bolder look. Then take an embossing tool and lightly shape the petals of the lily. Just want to give them a slight curl. Once I've done this, I then turn it over and with my thumb just crease around the centre of the flower. Again, this adds a bit more dimension. I do this for both flowers and then I'm ready to stick them together. I find Perga glue is the best glue for this purpose. Just put a little dot in the centre of the base flower and put the other flower over the top, offsetting it slightly so that the petals look more full. I'm then going to use the anemone flower shape from Spellbinders, and I'm going to cut some vellum in a green shade. I then emboss it with the embossing mat. I'm now ready to colour. I leave the vellum inside the die, and I'm using some Faber-Castell Gelato metallic green. I'm just going to roughly put some in the centre of each of the petals, and then I'm going to use my finger to blend in to the edges. I then carefully remove, teasing it out from the centre. I only need 4 of the petals, so I'm going to cut 2 off. And then I'm going to glue that onto the back of the flower that I've already created. And here you can see the finished flower. I'm then going to use the Spellbinders A2 Matting Basics largest die. I'm taking some Fuchsia Fantasies light cardstock. I've folded it in half to create a card blank, and then I'm placing the folded edge just inside the cut line on the die. This will create my card blank. Again, I run through with the embossing mat after I have cut the design. And here you can see the finished card blank ready to use. I'm then going to take the Filigree Delight pattern. I'm going to put some wax paper to make it easier to release from the die afterwards. And I'm going to use another folded piece of white card. And again, line up so that it's just inside the cut line on one side. I sellotape down the edges to stop it from moving, and I run through my grand caliber machine. Again, repeat the process of embossing afterwards, using the tan embossing mat. As you can see, I've actually taken out the little cut out pieces, and I'm now gradually releasing it from the die and removing the wax paper. So this is now ready to go over the top of my other card blank. I'm now going to use the oval from the same set and cut out using white card. Again, I've embossed this piece as well. I then place it on my craft mat, and I'm going to use spun sugar and very lightly go around the edge of the oval, going from my craft sheet onto the actual oval shape. I only want a very subtle light edge. I then go around the very edges using the distress tool until I'm happy with the result. I then take the Happy Mother's Day stamp from the So Blessed set and using VersaFine ink, stamp onto the right side of the oval. This is now ready to put the card together. I run a thin glue line down the filigree cutout and place my pink card blank inside. I then take some foam pads and place them on the back of my oval. And centre on the card. I use perga glue to attach the flower to the left-hand bottom corner. To finish off the design, after I completed the video, I then added some pearls to the edges of the filigree cutout design. Thank you for watching. For further inspiration, please visit my blog at candronicocardcraft.blogspot.co.uk.